Here we are. Edgar Snowden here. My brother Eddie was rooting for the Patriots before Deflategate, before he heard that Tom Brady was backing Donald Trump. That made me so sad. And now, Trump-tastically enough, the Patriots will play the Chiefs. In case you didn't know that, in case you've been living under a rock or on another planet. And OJ's going to be in the white Bronco position. You know, the Broncos against the Steelers. Deflategate democracy is just what we want in this country. And we have it with diesel defeat devices brought to us by the folks at Volkswagen. Shire bought Boxalta. It's all happening. It's all coming to pass, coming to fruition. And without truth and reconciliation, what can we do? Inequality rises. Public unions will soon be unionless. They're just about to 86 the public unions, the Supreme Court. Inequality rises, Trump-tastically. And Jill Stein won't be featured in the Globe when they talk about all the presidential candidates and their positions. Because Jill Stein, it sounds normal. Cambridge-like. We have to vote for our native sons. Besides, I once went out with Jill Stein. She's a really good musician. She played with my friend Yehuda. And for a while, back in the day, they were an item, Yehuda and her. But I don't want to say what happened, because it could go national. And my friends Nady and Jojo, who's now dead, he was in an accident in Jamaica. Nady's now an artist. They were rabbis here in Cambridge, roving rabbis. The rabbis of Gestalt and G-spots in the 70s. After Woodstock, after Joe Cocker himself, after Joan Baez and Bob Dylan. Oh well. If you're just joining us, you'll know that when I go home, if you're one of the perfect audience, one of the 36, the Lamed Vavniks, then you too could go home. This is a program of practice, because it's only practice that's going to give us the requisite funny stories for Extinction 2112. And with 2020 hypo hindsight, it's us 36. We will have seen it coming. The climate science gets worse and worse. And the Koch brothers get kookier and kookier. Koki, lend me your comb. And Koki Roberts covers the Supreme Court for NPR. And don't get me started about NPR or Tom Brady or the Brady Bunch and Alliance or Deflategate. After all, winner take all. You do what you have to win. And the replacement refs, whatever happened to Golden Tate? The Packers packed it away. And the Chiefs did a Dallas, Dealey Place. But never mind. You practice intention and intuition, and it all goes according to plan, or it don't. How do you know? How do you know when you have enough? Have you ever asked yourself, do you have enough? Enough said. Let's take a deep breath. My son was visiting me. He's going to Ghana in a couple of weeks. And we're reconnecting. It's kind of a G-spot, kind of a honeymoon before he goes. There were times that were less good, but we won't talk about that just now. We watched Younger together from TV Land. I'd never heard of Younger, but it was fun. I had a good time. Better than watching them playoff games. But never mind, when you're addicted, you gotta do what you gotta do to get your fix. And then you have your lentils and your pulses and your nitrogen fixers and your black bean soup and your burritos. And still, you eat as well as you can. Fresh food, salad. Because we're in the salad days. And the Cavendish banana is soon to be no more. Or so they say on NPR. Me, I don't know. I got my Patriots hat on. I don't know. Bob Kraft, he wanted to make us the Hartford Patriots. But that never happened. And now they want more subsidies, new stadiums, luxury boxes, the whole 9 yards, the whole cloth. So they can pay Brady what he's worth, and what exactly is he worth? And Jimmy Garoppolo. But let's not go into the too much information about whether Sebastian Vollmer or Julian Edelman are going to play. They're going to play. I'm telling you. They're going to play. And that being squished by the fish, that'll be ancient history. Because I think the Steelers are going to beat the Broncos. But who cares? What's important? And where is my attention being directed? Certainly not to the public unions losing the dues, coerced speech, unlike Citizens United. Hobby lobbied, habeas corpusless America. Well, my brother Eddie let him know what it was to be Snowdenized and Maribified in the mainstream. You practice intention and intuition. And Cambridge, here at Cambridge, it's a little like being in Williamsburg or buying the Brooklyn Bridge and then knocking it down. So that the really cool places, Cambridge, Jamaica Plain, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, Austin, that's where the last virtual refugia are. Here at Hamlin, at the Buddhist Alzheimer's homes for the hospiceless, we go back to Woodstock and its 50th reunion. And it all went Altamont shortly thereafter. And Rolling Stone, What could be a way to reclaim the high ground rather than send Sean Penn to interview El Chapo? Who thought of that idea? And what narco corridos will be written about Rolling Stone and Abacus and Shell in the Arctic? It's all going down, and we're going down with the Northwest Passage because the meltdown has begun. Larsen B was the first indicator in 2002. You remember Larsen B when it just simply fell over into the ocean. The seas are going to rise. Just like our Kundalini, us 36, our Kundalini is rising too, and our Feng Shui ain't fossil fueled. And we ain't talking about no virtual iPad, ain't no text or subtext or intertext. It's all contextual. It all goes just the way you think it'll go with 2020 hypo hindsight, and you dance the dance of abundance if you're lucky enough to have an I TPP. That's tantric practice partner. And I gotta say, I was afraid I done lost mine, because last week we had game day, and game day turned out to be zero sum. And I didn't have my ground game going. So we got in a little dispute, and the replacement refs couldn't work it out, and Golden Tate unfairly was given the touchdown on the Hail Mary in the red zone. But then, how do you know? How do you know how to play gesturade? Guesstimates are still coming in on which words are good, and stratego. I don't even like stratego. High Q is more my kind of game. Simple. And then we got all them card games and hard games. And then we got that Queequeg moment when the bones and the runes come out just so. And like Queequeg, you could call me Ishmael. 'Cause the white Coke whale, I almost brought an interview, maybe next week, don't have time, an interview with Charles Koch, who says he's just a regular guy, and he and Dave are good protecting American neoliberal freedoms of inequity and habeas corpusless super surveillance and Bluffdale BAUC. Yeah, it's all happening. Blessed are the right and the wrong. Blessed are the up and the down. Blessed are the tortured and their torturers. Blessed are the searing and the sear trained and the waterboarders. Mitchell and Jessen, America, the shameful, that's us. And we're chained CPI, and we're figuring it out, what it's all worth, what we're worth. We're worthy of practice, the practice of intention and intuition. You mean well, you give the benefit of the doubt in good faith, and you tell breath taking truth to BFFs and you stop. Let me break it down, but before there's TMI, LOL, cha-cha-cha, IRL, BRB, you never know how it goes when you text the subtext. Feel, comadres, compadres, feel the kundalini rise through the chakras and the auras. Lay out the ley lines of Osama in Abbottabad. How much difference did that make to ISIS at the Mosul Dam? And it's all coming down. It's all coming down. And El Nino gives way to La Nina, and the jet streams cream us. We're gonna get creamed. And the bipolar vortex is happening as we speak. And don't be on the wrong side of that line. Otherwise, you're going to have 70 degrees at Christmas, and it won't seem unusual 10 years from now, 70 degrees at Christmas. And now it's cold again. And we'll see if we have as much snow this February as at last. I re. TPP, that's the antidote. Love is the antidote. Intimacy is not a text message. Intimacy is inside you, babe. And there it's copacetic. You mix and you match, but you gotta be on the same page, pulling in the same direction. And you gotta know what's big and what's little, and don't smet the little smurf, stuff. Sweat equity. We're all gonna be sweating in the summer soon, because it's all melting in the Arctic and the Greenland ice sheet. It's a goner the way we're going. And still the Coke 1% master narrative official story is the official story, and the Republicans and the Coke cunts 1% master narrative official story, the climate war criminals, they're the resource allocators. There's Ted Cruz, and then there's that Trump-tastic drumpfish, catfishing, Brady, Deflategate, Diesel defeat device, democracy promotion. And we're all super strong, second string, and GHB run into GRB. And there's a certain escape velocity from the trance, the 2020 hyper hypno-Trump-tastic trance. Go, Bernie, go, and Jill Stein, a Cambridge native. Yay, Jill. Thanks for telling the truth about the kill switch they're gonna pull on Bernie. But Jill, I voted for you last time, and I'm gonna vote for you this time, because we don't waste our votes in Cambridge. We're the only city that's gonna go for Jill, I hope. You could be a pioneer donor. I'm sure you could find a way to donate. Me, I keep my money in my pocket, and I give my 50 cents to the people in Central Square. I don't know what they buy with it, but whatever it is, knock yourself out. 50 cents each, and I give $2 a day. Because on $2 a day, you could do most anything. And I get my Starbucks coffee with a card so I can get my refills for free. Thinking I'm getting something for nothing at breakfast, so maybe I'll get a free lunch too. But it don't ever work out that way. Because by the time I've had them 2, 3, 4 cups of coffee, well, I'm pretty much the top of my day. Here at Hamlin, at the Buddhist Alzheimer's home for the hospiceless, you gotta take care of yourself if you old. If you coming up on Woodstock's 50th reunion and you could remember yourself with your friend Andy Pratt, that one-hit wonder musician who done good and took me to Woodstock, had a press pass, so we didn't have to be in that 12 miles of line. We drove right in and met first with Grace Slick and her son America. I bet he ain't called known America no more. Joe Cocker, though, done dropped dead, and Steve McBurnett, too, won't see him at the 50th reunion at Harvard. I'm disappointed. Drew Gilpin, she talked about funerals in the Civil War. I read her book, it was good. But she ain't gonna divest from fossil fuels, even though they got the biggest endowment, and us, they alumni. At least some of us. We telling Drew to divest, Drew. Us of the 50th reunion class who done donated so much, me excluded. But never mind, I'm an opinion leader. They listened to me. Donnie Schiaffaro was in my class, and he built Millennial Place downtown, and he's doing what he's doing. Always done what he done. He was a good linebacker on our team, the team of '68. I graduated in '68, and then we had the big success. While I was at Woodstock, the great 29-29 victory in 1969. It's been all downhill from there. And it's Alabama versus Clemson. It ain't gonna be Harvard. No yard's gonna be. Oh well. Ryan Fitzgerald done good though. Local boy. Us perfect audience, we're practicing intention and intuition. And we're keeping our hats on. And we're keeping a low profile. Because us 36, the Lamadvovniks, we're going to tell it like it is. And it's bad. With 2020 hypo hindsight, we all will have known about extinction 2112. It's coming right along, and it's happening faster than you think. And once that West Antarctica ice sheet starts melting in extremis, things are going to change big time, because Boston's built underwater. 30% of Boston's underwater. Let's go check out Venice, because I'm going to be a gondola driver in 2040, I hope. I'll just be barely under 100 by then. But still, you got to keep yourself together, because Social Security by that time won't support us. We're going to take care of our own scoliosis and our own sciatica, and we'll be talking about the aches and the pains that come with wisdom. No pain, no gain. That's what they say, but there's been a lot of pain. I don't know how much gain. I don't know how many G-spots we've been at. Gaia is going down. At least the Anthropocene Gaia that we knew. The post-Holocene is going to be rough. And in the virtual last refugia, we're going to have to learn how to take care of ourselves without our defeat devices with their back door to the NSA, as they reckon on what represents a red alert. We're in the red zone now. Oh.